So if you don't know who Chris Williamson is, he's a very famous podcaster, and he has this theory called the lonely chapter, and I resonate with this a lot. I think a lot of young adults will resonate with this as well. So I want to give my take, and let's watch the video. Let's hear him talk about some depressing shit. That's very relatable.
I think about the gap from where people are in a place that they don't want to be until they get to a place that they do. And I think of it like a lonely chapter. So everybody that has got from a place where they don't want to be to one where they are, there's a point where they're so different that they can't resonate with their old set of friends.
Right.
But they're not yet sufficiently developed that they've created their new set of friends.
I've been in this phase, the lonely chapter, for a fucking long time, and it's a lot to do with my own fault, you know. I've known that I've always kind of been different. I wanted to pursue big things like content creation, escape the 9 to 5, all the things that everyone likes to talk about but never actually takes consistent action with. And I guess that I was in that bucket as well. I think compared to my old group of friends, I was the one that kind of ventured off a little bit, but it was so easy for me to just get pulled, not just back into the friend group, but like the habits of those people. Being lazy, you know, not being disciplined, not being focused on my content and on the things that I know that I should be doing. I would smoke weed, I'd chase pussy, all those things. Like I'll be constantly in this cycle of trying to escape that phase and going back into it. And because I always knew, even when I would get distracted, it never resonated. I didn't want to be part of this group anyway. I felt like I was alone for a long fucking time. It didn't help when I moved to London 2 years ago. I didn't know a single person here. So yeah, I relate to Chris Williamson a lot. Even for me, who's, you know, I'm a bit older now, a bit more experienced. I've met a lot of people. I've traveled the world. I can't complain about my life, and yet I still feel like I'm in this chapter. And I don't know how long you guys have been in this chapter for, but I've been in it for like since I was 20, 21. I'll resume the video, but I actually met Chris Williamson last year as live shows, and I told him, like, mate, because there was like so many people queuing up after his live event to talk to him, and I waited with my partner, and when I finally got to him, I didn't want to take up too much of his time, so I just told him, thank you for being there for me and with me during my own lonely chapter. Because honestly, during these lonely periods, man, when you don't have anyone that you can relate with, when you're lacking clarity, when you want answers and you've got no one to go to, honestly, oftentimes it's these podcasters like himself, Chris, Andrew Huberman's a good one as well, Diver CEO, and then also just books and certain content creators. Like, they're the ones you got to go to if you feel really lonely. And I'm sure that's probably why you're watching this video as well. But yeah, I relate to this a lot. It's for sure.
And there's this temptation to go back to the old patterns, the old ways of thinking. And I did this live show in London last year. My first
Fuck, he's talking about it. I was there. Let's see what he says.
Big headline show at the event in Apollo in London. It was pretty cool. And this idea, I think, was one that really resonated with a lot of...
I swear to God, I haven't seen this video before. I swear to God, I have not seen this video before.
People, because everybody's trying to grow. And there is an incentive for you to stay in this
let's see what he actually said.
In London last year. My first thing that's sufficiently developed that they've created their new set of friends. And there's this temptation to go back to the old patterns, the old ways of thinking. And I did this live show in London last year. My first big headline show at the event in Apollo in London. It was pretty cool. And this idea, I think, was one that really resonated with a lot of people because everybody's trying to grow, and there is an incentive for you to stay in the same place because not that many people grow.
Yep. 100%. If you're watching my video, if you're drawn to my content, you watch Chris Williamson's content, I'm sure you've been through this chapter. Like, or maybe you're in it right now still.
Most people don't change. Right. They make little changes. You know, they'll cut their hair, or they'll lose 5 pounds, or, you know, they'll switch from one company to another. But how many people do you know that have lost 50 pounds or moved to a different country? Or have genuinely changed the way that they see.
It's not about us being better than the people who don't want to change. You know, it's very easy to just remain comfortable, and I often understand why people wouldn't want to change, even though I don't get it. But it's so much easier for people to stay comfortable and stay put with their same group of friends, with their same job, with their same life circumstances in their same hometown. But I don't know why. I've kind of always just loved exploring and seeing what was out there and seeing if I can be better at this, or seeing if I can overcome my fears and anxieties. Like, I was super insecure and I held myself back a lot in my younger years, but I really want to just fucking give it a shot now. I really want to take a fucking chance, take a punt, our Aussies would say. But yeah, I really resonate with this, man, because I don't relate with many people, especially if you don't have anything to offer yet. Like, why would the people that you want to hang out with even like I feel like there's a bit of imposter syndrome there as well. Like, I've literally got nothing to offer to them. If that makes sense.
See the world.
It's pretty rare.
It's not that common. And we are such mimetic creatures. We're so shaped by the people around us that we can't help but be tempted. You know, you're going to have to do something. If you want to go from where you are to where you want to be, you're going to have to do something that makes you more different, more weird, more easy to be mocked, especially if you come from a country like the UK where I'm from one
Sorry, I was lost in what he was saying. That I didn't even remember what he said.
Another. But how many people do you know that have lost 50 pounds or moved to a different country or have genuinely changed the way that they see the world?
It's pretty rare.
It's not that common. And we are such mimetic creatures. We're so shaped by the people around us that we can't help but be tempted. You know, you're going to have to do something. If you want to go from where you are to where you want to be, you're going to have to do something that makes you more different, more weird, more easy to be mocked, especially if you come from a country like the UK where I'm from. Being different's not particularly celebrated in that way. It's the sort of...
Bro, I'm an Asian-looking guy with an Aussie accent. I've always kind of felt like that my whole life.
Thing that's quite easily mocked. There's a big culture of piss-taking. And if you start, what are you talking to people on the internet for? It's fucking weird. Like, that's stupid. That's not going to work. Why are you going to do that?
Mm-hmm. The thing is, if you want to try something, especially like putting yourself out there like content, even though I still think it's becoming more normal now, if you work a regular 9-to-5 job or a corporate job like myself still, which, you know, I'm proud of, I'm not ashamed of that, but for them, it's weird to see, like, it's weird for someone in that environment to start posting content on TikTok, you know? It just, for them, it's a lot easier for these British people to make fun of you in a lighthearted way, but at the same time, doesn't help you grow. It doesn't feel good knowing that no one can relate to your own specific issues and pains, and taking something so seriously and seeing no fucking results. Like the grind period that a lot of guys in, like 95% of the fucking guys who watch these motivational content, like Andrew Tate, these podcast guys, like we're all just trying to make it. And like I just I don't know the actual statistics, but like I just know 90% of people just fall off eventually. But I know most of us have gone through this grind phase and I'm in it right now. So we gotta fucking stick together. And like, this is why like I love watching these sort of contents, because it feels like he's speaking to me. Someone who's already made it, who I want to kind of follow in his footpath, has made it. And he's giving me like relatable advice that I can relate with right now in my circumstances. So, you know, I love Chris Williamson, man. He's a good guy.
So if you don't have that level of enthusiasm, there is no support around you to tell you that the thing that you're trying to do, the taking up the martial art, why are you training this Taekwondo bullshit? Like, you know...
But I'm telling you, cut these people out. If you're still surrounding yourself with people who don't want to see you grow or see you better, like, want to help you grow and see you become better, cut them off. I know there's not going to be many people in your current circle right now, and if you do have them, then fucking keep them close to you, or try and lift up the other people around you. But if people are making fun of you for trying to grow and change and become better, fucking cut those people off, bro. It's about time.
6 nights a week. Why are you coaching all of these mums and all of these like old guys on how to do Tai Chi or whatever? Why are you doing that? Well, because maybe I'm sort of pulled to it, and there is this temptation to go back to your old ways of thinking. Go back to the road that you already know how it's going to end. And I get the sense that this is not a bug, it is a feature. It's a part of moving from a place that you do not want to be to one that you do. And for the most part, you actually need to live through this lonely chapter. And you look at it and you go, well, the fucking Rocky montage was 3.5 minutes. For me, it's been 5 years. Where's the championship ring? You know what I mean? I haven't won the fight. Where's Apollo Creed? None of this stuff's happened.
I love Chris Williamson. He puts things in such a great way, like easy to understand, very relatable. I know exactly what he's talking about. That fucking cutscene in movies, bro, they fucking last 30 seconds, man. He's gone from skinny to jacked in 10 seconds. Like, I haven't seen him go through like years and years of working out, injuring his arms, like trying different exercise. Like, you see none of that. It's not realistic movies. I love fucking movies. Interstellar, GOAT film.
The thing that I wish more stories talked about, if you watch it in the movies, yeah, sure, there's ups and downs in the journey of the athlete that's going to change his life around and get the girl, but his self-belief never wavers, right? He makes the decision, and it's one straight shot, typically, and there'll be some challenges, but he'll get there. His self-belief never wavers. I don't think that that's what the experience of doing personal growth is like.
No
at all.
Doubt, fear, insecurities, being judged by people, not knowing if it's going to work out or not, injuries, setbacks, failures, not knowing how to deal with failures, and you're going to juggle relationships, friendships, family bullshit, getting your money up, working a shitty job you probably fucking hate, making your bed, resisting the urge to take a fucking wank. We've all been there.
Well, in my experience, it's you're just swimming in uncertainty
Yep.
and fear and a lack of belief that it's even going to happen. You don't even have the promise of glory on the other side of it. I don't even know if this is going to be worth it. And I'm fucking doing Sam Harris's waking up meditation app, and I'm journaling on a morning. I'm going to the gym. Why am I eating meat and fruit? Does this even work? Like, you know, you're doing all of this stuff, scrabbling like a guy in a fucking well, trying to find a handhold.
And if you don't have a good community of people that are also doing that, you're on your own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful that I've got like 3 people in my life who understand that. 1 being my partner, and 2 being my 2 best friends who, you know, they live in Australia on the other side of the world. But just the fact that I've got those people, it helps out so much. And that's one of my goals for this year, my final 12 months in London potentially, is to actually try networking and not close myself off. And I've been very bad at that my first 2 years. I kind of surrounded myself with the wrong people. I had my fun. You guys know my backstory. I was being a naughty boy. But I want to take this year a lot seriously in my life and actually have very clear but few clear goals that I really want to work on, and meeting like-minded people also in the content space who also want to improve and want to make this content thing like their job, their main shit. Like, I want to interact with more of those guys.
And this is most people, I think, most people's experience, because if most people don't change, you are going to be an outlier if you're somebody who does change. I think about personal growth kind of like a rocket ship taking off. And as you take off, you've got a particular velocity that you're moving at. And what you want is to find other people moving at the same velocity as you. But the quicker that you move, the fewer people are going to be like you, right? So some people will be ahead of you, and you're in this lonely chapter, and then you catch up to them.
The thing is that when you start getting a taste of like meeting other people, and initially you think like your rocket ship's like way further ahead, and you're reaching the fucking moon, everyone's still on planet Earth, you're like, there's fucking literally no one here, like when will someone catch up to me? When you start actually like taking the next steps of like meeting people, meeting other like-minded people who are trying to also grow, who are also on self-development, you realize like, no, there are fucking levels to this shit in business, in content, in fitness, everything. And I'm slowly starting to realize that as well. And that's when like imposter syndrome also really fucking hits you hard. But that's another conversation for another day.
And then, oh no. And this isn't, you know, some comment on people that work on themselves like morally better or worse than anybody else. But it's just a stark sort of fact about you talk to people and you resonate with people that are at the same level of life as you are. And that kind of makes sense. You have things to discuss. You're encountering the same sorts of challenges, whether it's in terms of your self-worth or your wealth or your relationship status, or all of these things. Birds of a feather, right? And, you know, one of the, I guess, difficult realizations of people who want to change their life is that if you do it well, you might have to go through a period where you let go of all of your friends. But the really bad realization is if you do it really well, you might have to do that multiple times throughout your life.
That's scary. And see, like, I don't feel like I've done that multiple times in my life, maybe once. Yeah, definitely once, but knowing that if you grow so quickly, I'm sure like maybe some people who are watching this video have gone through that process where you've had to let go of certain friend groups multiple times. Like, you feel like you've leveled up and then you've like leveling past them. Like, that is the cost of ambition no one fucking talks about. The lack of relatability and like the lack of like consistency. Like, you're always changing, or because you're growing so much and you love that. You know, I think in the pursuit of life, it's to grow and to actualize and realize your truest potential, your truest form, see what the fuck you're all about. But if that means you got to shift friend groups and communities and where you live multiple times, like, it's very draining and it sucks.
You find a group of people. Finally, I've landed after that period where I was on my own and I didn't really.
Also, it's my first time doing this. Like, very vulnerable and honest here. Like, if I'm pausing too much, please let me know in the comments. I want like actual feedback. But I am enjoying this.
Instant. Oh fuck! I'm still going. Yeah. I now need. You mean I got to do it again?
Yeah.
I've got to do it again. I just thought that I'd found my group, and I've got to do it again. This lonely chapter thing is it's a big deal, and I think that it explains why so few people make big changes. Because the temptation is always going to be to just go back to what's normal, go back to what I know. And it's why, you know, America, for all that it's a horrible cis hetero patriarchal superstructure that's misogynistically keeping everybody down, it's an enthusiastic and sort of excitable country. And You guys have kind of got permanent first-line cocaine energy about everything.
That's true. Bro, Americans are in such great fucking, like, energy all the time. That's what I love about it. You guys are all so fucking jolly, happy to fucking meet ya. You guys are so open and just bright. The energy is always there with Americans.
And for me, it seems to be a real enthusing environment. It encourages me to do things, helps me to take risks. It's either that or I get kicked in the head a lot. And I just love it. I love the fact that it makes me feel confident in doing difficult things. And yeah, I wish that more people had that community around them. I think largely Reddit is just a website filled with people who couldn't find other people to talk about their niche in their hometown. Like this particular...
Oh, there's a lot of that, right?
That's true. Reddit is pretty much a group of people in specific niches, but fuck, it can be depressing, man. I think a lot of Reddit's... I feel like Reddit can also attract a lot of dark, negative, sad people. Like, I don't know if you guys use Reddit. I don't use too much. I sometimes go on if I'm that bored at work or something. I never use it at home. But the few times I do go on it, like, you go on a specific... There's subreddits hating on other people or other groups. Like, there's Reddit groups made for that, and it's got like fucking thousands of people in it talking, like gossiping and talking about drama. Like, wow, you guys are fucking losers, but also so much time on your hands. Like, fucking, like, those people exist out there.
Warhammer 40k.
I'm sure there's good people on Reddit as well, though. Don't get me wrong.
Version or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's difficult. And when you get to the stage where you're faced with some personal growth decision, you're always going to have to make this value exchange of, do I want to move forward on my own, or do I want to go back with my friends?
It's a good point, man.
Mate, so fucking true. So fucking true. And if anyone else is going through the lonely chapter right now, I think my one advice for you is realize that it's okay. Like, you're not alone. Genuinely, it's called the lonely chapter, but there is fucking hundreds, thousands of, not just guys, but people in general who go through this. It's quite normal for anyone who wants to develop themselves and see themselves grow and take different passions and different courses and journeys in life. It's gonna happen. Like, I moved countries all the way from Australia to London. Like, I put myself in a lonely chapter situation to begin with, right? But I kind of felt it in Australia. But what I didn't do right was then making the initial steps of finding like-minded people, because I just thought like the right people will come to me. And yes, I wasn't like completely lonely, but that's not what the lonely chapter is about. The lonely chapter, it doesn't speak about how, oh, you're not going to meet no one. It's like, no, you'll still meet people at the gym or at work or maybe your flatmates or whatever. And they can be just nice, cool people. But the people that you genuinely resonate with, oftentimes like similar paths, similar journeys, similar pains that you're going through right now, those sort of people you got to seek out and find, because there's not many of them, especially if you're into self-improvement and, in my case, content creation. So I think that's why I love the community I've got on my channel right now, because we're all trying to better ourselves. We're all trying to improve, become more confident. So I want to try and help you guys as well. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a follow, give me a subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. It's the first time I've actually kind of reacted to like a video like this. I want to react to or give you my thoughts and analysis on more self-improvement, entrepreneurship, philosophy-based content, just things that are good for us. I feel like there's no one really talking or watching content that's good for us and then giving their own thoughts and then making self-improvement, all these topics just more fun and engaging. So yeah, let me know what I can improve on as well, and give me a follow because I want to continually post this sort of content and other things as well. It is totally fucking Lee. I love y'all.